Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Shivangi Singh Astrology. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you are new here, hello and welcome. I'm so glad you could join us today. As you know, we do two types of readings here. One is tarot and oracle deck reviews because I'm a collector, and the other ones are your regular pick a card free tarot readings, which is your resource to access free tarot readings. Today we are going to do a deck review. As you can see here, the deck that I have with me is one which is truly rare. This is not the kind of deck that you will find with every tarot reader out there because it's not that mainstream, and I'm so glad it isn't, because it combines my two great loves, Vedic astrology with tarot or oracle in this deck format. And this is a deck that I had on my wish list for years. It's just that I did not quite get it. Like, it was not always available. As I said, it's not exactly mainstream, so it would come, I was looking at it on Amazon. I would go through the lists and all the different suppliers. First of all, there weren't that many in India, so whenever it would come back in stock, it would be very highly priced, and then when it would be reasonably priced, it would just immediately go off the stock, or it would be taken down for some reason. Finally this year I found it at the perfect price, and I am just so happy that I could get my hands on this this oracle deck. And it's quite incredible because this is a deck created by Jeffery Armstrong, who took great pains to study Vedic astrology in depth, and then he created this with it. So this deck is not for any regular tarot card reader. You do need a good understanding of Vedic astrology before you can use this deck. And I am very happy with the shape and size of it as well, because it's like slightly different from a regular oracle deck or tarot deck. And the publishers have done a great job with it. Let me show you what this deck is like. So it comes with a guidebook, as it needs to. It absolutely needs to. So in this guidebook, the author has spoken about the fundamentals of Vedic astrology and how to use this deck, because like I said, it's quite an unusual deck. It's not the kind of deck you find everywhere. It's not the kind of deck that would make sense to a lot of readers out there, because I've seen that a lot of tarot card readers are actually believers of Western astrology, which is actually incorrect. The Vedic astrology, or sidereal astrology as some people have termed it very wrongly, is actually the most accurate version of astrology there ever existed. So it's knowledge that dates back a very, very long time, thousands of years ago. So here in this book, the author even talks about his guru, which is, if you're Indian, you know about the guru tradition. Gurus are very important for us, whether it is learning astrology or learning music or any other form of learning. And teachers are revered in India. We have a great deal of respect for our teachers. And this book, this deck, I love the way they have put like stars and constellations here. So this wonderful, unique deck, it comes in different, as you can see the shading, different elements, different things. Let me show you. I still have the plastic cover to this. So these are the elements, like these cards. This is the back actually. So yeah, so these elements. What are the elements? We know that fire, water, air, these are the decks, and these are the elements and what they mean. They've also added space, earth, then we have these signs. What are the signs? 12 signs, and what they mean, what their ruling planet is, what element they are, These are the signs. Ends at Pisces, obviously. Then we have the gunas, very very important part of Ayurveda, homeopathy, and even other traditional medicines, including Tibetan and Chinese medicines. This exists in some form. The gunas. What are the gunas? Tamas, sattva, sattvic, rajas. This has to do with your food, with your state of mind, with the activity level of your body. So these are the gunas. Then we have body types. How many of you are aware of Sheldon's body type theory? So that is the Western version. We have similar in Eastern philosophy. We have, again, same thing is used in medicine as well as astrology. It's in homeopathy, Ayurvedic medicine. It's in Tibetan and Chinese medicines. Once again, it's kaph, it's vat, it's pith, air, water, fire. So different elements create different body types, and you can read about them. It's quite interesting. It's amazing actually how medicine combines with astrology in Eastern philosophy, whether it is Chinese medicine, Tibetan medicine, Indian medicine, or the new age form of medicine in holistic healing that we talk about. It's really really interesting, something that that is food for thought, because there is a lot of research that can be done in this area, and people do it all the time. Planets, of course, Rahu, Ketu, which are very essential to Indian astrology, Vedic astrology. Saturn, of course, very important planet. Venus, all these planets and what they mean. This is where these cards have them. Then we have the houses, of course, 12 houses, what they mean. The houses in this, by the way, is what your Kundli or birth chart looks like in the Vedic astrology, Indian astrology system. First house begins here, second, third, fourth, and you see these numbers and they all represent something. So here they have shown it. They've included Vastu Shastra actually. Vastu Shastra is like Indian version of Feng Shui, right? According to which you are supposed to live in a house, basically. Which corner of the house, which direction is good for what exactly. So I love how this deck combines so many different themes of Eastern philosophies, of medicine, of body types, of holistic healing. So that is what this deck is essentially. The author has promised to show us something which is based on your holistic healing. And the houses are called bhavas. So they've also written the Sanskrit or Hindi words for these specific themes of these cards. For example, house, bhav, planets, greh, signs, rashi, modes of nature, gunas, the body types that I was talking about, doshas, vat, pitta, kapha. So it's quite amazing that this deck even exists. So what is 12th house? The location is your attic, but it's about moksha, it's about liberation, and like what all does it represent? So here they have given very brief versions of it. In the book they have elaborated on it. 11th house. So it's quite amazing. 11th house is your house of gains, by the way. How much money, how much success you'll have in life can be predicted by it. Not alone, of course, you have to see a lot of different things. But yeah, one of the things, 10th house for career or office, so many different things, your public life. If somebody is supposed to become a politician, win an election, this is the house that we see in depth. So these are like the different kind of things, what it means. So here is how to use this beautiful, amazing deck. First you look at, let's say I want to find out, okay, how can I improve in this direction? Or if I want to publish a book and I ask the question, okay, what should I do to make it a success? Then I will see, let's say I pick up a card, here, then I pick up a card here, then I pick up a card here. Let's see what comes out, okay? So first house is what? Me, personal. Planet, sun in the first house gives great fame. So like I said, in order to read these cards, you need to have that solid understanding, solid foundation of Vedic astrology. Then Aries. So first house sun in the first house in Aries. This is what it means, and that is great. Basically, the universe is telling me that if I want to publish a book, then go for it. It's great. It will give you great fame. Why fame? Because sun represents fame, and in Aries it means I have to take charge. Basically, I cannot sit around waiting for opportunities to be presented to me. I have to be the one who is chasing after publishers, reaching out to agents, saying, this is who I am, this is the kind of book that I want to write, how can you help me, what should I do? So basically I have to take charge, and once I do that, once I show courage, Aries is a sign of courage. Once I show that courage, then what will happen is that I'll get great results. So this is how this tarot deck can be used. There are a million different uses for it, but this is one of the ways, and I find it absolutely beautiful, stunning, and just amazing that something like this exists. And I understand why it's not mainstream, because not a lot of people have that solid understanding of Vedic astrology, which is required to actually use this deck. But great work done by Jeffery Armstrong, the author of this deck. I think what he's done is unique, it's remarkable. I cannot say that I've seen similar decks anywhere else, so quite happy with what I see here. Everything, even the imagery, the wording, everything is, there's great attention to detail that I find in this deck, because see, the elements, the names, the symbols, the colors, the outside symbology, everything is chosen to make sure that what he's learned in Eastern philosophy is not going to waste, and he's respecting what he's learned, his knowledge. He's respecting his gurus, which is quite not a Western thing to do, because in the West people believe in not questioning your guru. There's this relationship of respect is not quite there. So in this way, when I see this author honoring his guru, I feel that he truly has understood Eastern philosophy, and then that becomes more clear when I look at what he's actually created, the work. Proof is in the pudding, proof is in his work. So he has truly understood not just Vedic astrology, but also Eastern philosophy in general, and that's remarkable, because of course there are a lot of people in the West who talk about Eastern philosophy, who will tell you that yoga, meditation changed their lives, blah blah blah, but I don't think that they actually get it. They don't quite understand the respect aspect of it. They don't understand, or it's not natural for them to respect any other human being like that, the way we do in the East. Not just India, but Eastern cultures, Asian cultures specifically, everywhere. So I believe that Jeffery Armstrong has succeeded in doing what is the most difficult bit, because you can understand Vedic astrology, you can learn something new, you can gain knowledge, but that attitude that needs to be developed to learn Eastern philosophy is not easy for Western people, and he's done that well, so kudos to him for that. And I like how he's talked about levels, right? Level 1 is the element, yoga, meditation. So like I said, this deck is basically talking about holistic healing, creating a better way of life. So I think how he goes about it is that, okay, so this is level 1. So you from your physical to spiritual, the journey begins with your body. That's what Eastern philosophy says, that's what yoga says, that's what you find in meditation, that first you need to take care of the body, the physical carrier of your soul. Before starting your spiritual journey, you have to be well physically. So physically and mentally, because yoga is for both your health, your mental and physical health. So that's why it's yoga and meditation, right? So this is what the level 1 is. Then level 2 is your body type, like understanding your body more. Like, what is your body type? What are your doshas? How can you control it? Like, let's say you have cough dosha, so then you have to protect yourself in certain weathers. You will be prone to allergies. So pollen season, cold weather, you have to avoid damp places. Very monsoon weather is like not something that's going to be suitable for you. So this is how you understand yourself at a deeper level, at an elemental level. Okay, what is the element of my body? Similarly here, the gunas, what level? So gunas can always be changed. Remember this. just because right now you're at tamas, you're at rajas, doesn't mean that's always going to stay that way. And also in different phases of your life you need different gunas, right? Because being at tamas is not always bad, being in sattva or sattvic is not always good. There are places where you have to fight, there are places when you have to, let go of certain things. So you do need these phases, and all these three are functions that come into place, and they help you in different ways in different times of your life. So don't think that one is better than the other. Just like in astrology, people think one zodiac sign is better than the other. That is never the case. Every single zodiac sign has the potential to be great, to be famous, to do whatever you want to do and excel in life. You just need to, channelize your strength, improve upon your weaknesses, as with everything else in life. It's like preparing for an exam. It's the same thing. So any and all planets can be beneficial for you, they may not be so great for you. So it all depends. One is not better than the other, it's just who you are. So it's the same with this. So we are done with elements, level 1. Level 2 is doshas, level 3 is the gunas, and then comes the astrology aspect. First you have to take care of your body, your mental health. Then and only then do you move to understanding the planets. First you have to understand your body. That's what Eastern philosophy says, that's what Indian philosophy, Vedic astrology says. So Vedic astrology, yoga and meditation were three things that always went together, okay? So when I talk about India in its original form, how this sort of philosophy, this sort of knowledge came into being. Nalanda and Takshila universities actually used to consider Vedic astrology to be a science. People used to do PhDs in it, and it was considered to be at the same level as math or science. There was no distinction. It's not like, how the Western people look at astrology as something bad, something negative, something which is low IQ. It was not at all like that. Even today, in one of the best Indian institutes, top rated Indian institute called BHU, you still get knowledge of Vedic astrology. You can do your master's, PhD, bachelor's in Vedic astrology. So that's how highly revered the knowledge of Vedic astrology used to be, because it is about holistic healing. Even today, if you go to a Tibetan hospital or a Chinese hospital, you'll find an astrologer, because Chinese and Tibetan astrology can never be distinguished from astrology. Astrology is a very important part of that medicine. In fact, even, depending on your doshas, your gunas, they will tell you, and your specific Chinese or Tibetan astrology element, their zodiac signs and elements, they will tell you, okay, these are the kind of diseases that you're more prone to, and this is what you need to do. So everything is related in Eastern philosophy, and Vedic astrology is no different. Yoga, meditation, Vedic astrology are all the same. If you go to do any sort of study program in Vedic astrology, you will be taught these things. And that is why Vedic astrology used to hold such a high meaning in Nalanda universities, Takshila University, which by the way were the best universities in the world when they existed. You know how today people talk about Harvard, Stanford, Oxford, Cambridge. In that day and age, these universities did not exist. It was Takshila and Nalanda universities and other Indian universities. So those universities, the best in the world, revered Vedic astrology. They kept Vedic astrology at the same level as advanced study in maths or science, and that is because Vedic astrology is actually very in-depth. It is something which is very deeply scientific. It's sad that people don't know this about it. And by creating a deck like this, the author has truly brought that into focus. And that's why it makes me so happy to have a deck like this. Then, like I said, first you get to know your body, you get to know your doshas, you take care of your physical and mental health. Then you look towards planets. What's going on in your planetary positions, the grahas? Which planets is affecting you positively, which is affecting you negatively? If you get to know that, then you can work according to it, right? Like people are very afraid of, say, Rahu or Shani, but these planets, they can help you also. In fact, in the modern world, I think Rahu can definitely make you a celebrity in so many ways. It's just that, you need to understand how to work with that planet. And after the planet, which sign is your planet placed in? First step, knowing, okay, this planet has these functions, but where exactly is that planet placed? In fact, I know that this talks about it in terms of level 4, 5 and 6, but for me, And for any Vedic astrologer, these three things go together: the sign, the planets, and the house. Because this is what Vedic astrology essentially is, right? Studying which planet is placed where in which sign. So this defines your kundli, your birth chart. So after the planets, we have the signs that they're placed in, and then the houses, the bhavas that they're placed in. And this is how you use this deck, and you understand the knowledge that is presented in this deck, which is quite incredible, for a Western person to develop this kind of deck, even for an Eastern person, for an Indian to develop this kind of deck is quite an achievement. It's a very difficult task. It's a mammoth task, and our author has done a wonderful job at it. So yeah, I'm very happy with this deck. I haven't had an opportunity to really use it because I do Vedic astrology readings, which are traditional Vedic astrology reading. I have studied Vedic astrology in depth, and I've been practicing tarot reading and Vedic astrology, like Kundli analysis, since 2015. So it took me around roughly 10 years, not full time, but along with like other things that I was pursuing in my life, to starting from my school time to professional life, when I decided that this is something I can do. And it's been quite a journey. Of course, I know quite a lot about Vedic astrology by now, by learning and also through experience. When you go through like 5-10 kundlis, let's say, in a month, you develop like intuition, right? That's what experience is. The more you do something, you develop some intuitive sense which is coming from your experience. You know that, okay, this kind of planet placed here produces this sort of result, as I've seen in the cases of XYZ people. So it's the same thing with me. And if you want a Vedic astrology reading, you can always contact me. I'm very happy to do those tarot readings for you, those kind of readings for you. And of course, they are paid because I do this professionally. I put a lot of my time and effort into it. I have done that and I continue to do that. So they're definitely paid for, but believe me, they're worth it. And if you follow my Instagram account or Facebook account, you know the kind of feedback that I receive on a daily basis, which is very positive. I've never had a single complaint in my life, touch wood. So my clients are very happy, and normally I get repeated clients. That is, my clients become regular clients. So very happy about that. Very happy that I can develop that sort of a relationship with them. And again, if you want a Vedic astrology reading, a Kundli reading, an in-depth reading into your birth chart, let me know, and we can schedule a reading. How you can do that is you can email me at shivangisingastrology@gmail.com. I also do tarot readings. Obviously, if you're here on this channel, you know that. So same way, same process to schedule a tarot reading with me as well. And once again, if you like this video, of course I don't need to tell you this, but do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share it with your friends. Maybe one of your friends or family members is interested in something like this, and they don't quite have access to somebody who can help them or guide them through it. So I can do that as well. I can take on mentorship or coaching responsibilities. I've coached several people into this path, into this life path, who felt that it was their calling, but they never knew anyone who was doing it. So I'm very happy to say this, but there are lots of tarot card readers who are like my babies, because I sort of put them on this path, and now they're happy, they're doing this. I've inspired a lot of people to learn about Vedic astrology, who've gone on to actually become astrologers, and this was not something they did before or even considered. So I guess in that way I'm like Guru Mata for a lot of people in this field. Alright, so if I can be of any help to you, let me know. If you have any more queries about this particular deck, let me know in the comment section. Also, let me know how you found this deck to be in general. If you've been using it, how you've been using it. I would be very happy to hear that from you as well. Alright, thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you are a subscriber, I am so glad that you are a part of Shivangi Singh Astrology family, and you can always follow me on Instagram as well. I do a lot of free tarot reading giveaways there, and the name is the same of my Instagram account. It's Shivangi Singh Astrology. Do drop me a message. Do let me know what you think about my channel and my videos, and if you want to see any particular type of videos, always welcome to share that with me, and I would love to accommodate for um, your requests. I would always keep my videos, I would create them keeping in mind what you've said to me, what your feedback has been, and what kind of videos, what kind of content you actually want to watch. Alright, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day or night ahead. Take care.